Imagine waking up tomorrow and your bank account shows a number, but that number means absolutely nothing. Your credit cards, useless plastic. Your digital wallet, just pixels on a screen. This isn't science fiction. It's happened repeatedly throughout history, and it will happen again. We're going to show you what actually matters when the financial system collapses. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of what you think will save you won't. What's in your wallet right now? Now imagine it would be worthless in 24 hours. What would you do? Money has failed more times than most people realize. Germany, 1923. People burned cash for warmth because it was cheaper than buying firewood. Zimbabwe, 2008. A loaf of bread cost 35 million Zimbabwean dollars. By afternoon, it cost 50 million. Venezuela, today, professionals with university degrees earn less than $5 a month. But here's what's fascinating. Life continued. People survived. Society didn't end. The question isn't if money will fail. It's when and what takes its place. Here's a secret that nobody in finance wants you to know. The most valuable assets you own can't be taxed, frozen, or inflated away. When currency collapses, skills become the ultimate currency. In Argentina's 2001 crisis, urban gardeners became community heroes. Those who could grow tomatoes had more trading power than those with savings accounts. Why? Because you can't eat a stock certificate. A nurse in Venezuela can trade basic medical care for food, security, transportation. Even basic first aid knowledge elevates your value in a community. Your ability to save someone's child is worth more than gold. Can you fix a water pump, repair shoes, mend clothes? In Cuba's special period, mechanics were royalty. The ability to make broken things work again is timeless wealth. Communities always need protection. But here's the twist. This isn't about weapons. It's about organizing, mediating, and preventing violence. Show me your friend list, and I'll tell you if you'll survive a collapse. Here's why. Money is just convenient accounting for social debt. When money fails, relationships become the actual ledger. In every currency crisis, the same pattern emerges. People stop trusting institutions. They start trusting people again. Your network becomes your net worth. The Great Depression. Those who survived best weren't the wealthy. They'd lost everything. It was people embedded in strong communities. Farmers shared harvests. Neighbors raised each other's children. Communities pooled resources. 3 types of relationships that matter. Practical connections. Know a farmer? A mechanic? A doctor? These aren't just friends. They're survival insurance. Practical connections. Know a farmer? A mechanic? A doctor? These aren't just friends. They're survival insurance. Trust networks. Who would lend you food when stores close? Who trusts you enough to help you without expecting immediate payment? Knowledge sharing. Communities that share skills survive. Those that hoard information collapse from within. Here's the harsh reality. If you haven't invested in relationships before the crisis, you can't build them during it. Everyone thinks gold and silver are the answer. They're wrong. Well, partially wrong. Let me explain. Yes, precious metals have value, but here's what people forget. The hierarchy of tangible assets. Tier 1, Sofortige Überlebensgüter. Clean water and water purification. Stored food that doesn't require refrigeration. Medicine and first aid supplies. Seeds. You can plant them repeatedly. Why? Because in a crisis, you can't eat gold. In hyperinflation Weimar Germany, gold was valuable, but a chicken was more valuable. Tier 2, tools and production means. Hand tools that don't require electricity. Bicycles when fuel is unavailable. Wood stoves, water filters, manual grain mills. These aren't just assets. They're production capabilities. Tier 3, trade-worthy commodities. Now we talk about precious metals, but also alcohol, tobacco, coffee, salt, sugar. Practical items people will always want. When the USSR fell, what held value? Cigarettes became currency in some areas. Vodka was liquid wealth. Canned food was gold. Actual gold, hard to trade for daily needs. Imagine someone offers you a choice. $1 million in gold or a library of survival knowledge downloaded into your brain. If you choose the gold, you might not survive to spend it. Knowledge is the only asset that can't be stolen without killing you, can't be inflated, can't be taxed or confiscated, and actually grows when you share it. Critical knowledge areas: food knowledge, how to identify edible plants, food preservation without refrigeration, fermentation and pickling, when to plant, how to save seeds, water knowledge, finding water sources, purification methods, storage without contamination, medical knowledge, basic diagnostics, natural remedies, wound care, disease prevention, practical physics and chemistry, how to make soap, water distillation, basic metallurgy, fire starting methods. The Syrian crisis taught us. Educated refugees who crossed borders with nothing rebuilt lives. Why? Because their knowledge crossed borders in their minds. A doctor remains a doctor. An engineer remains an engineer. Lone wolves don't survive apocalypses, they die alone. Here's why community is the master key that unlocks everything else. Every single thing we've discussed, skills, relationships, assets, knowledge, multiplies exponentially within a functioning community. Division of labor returns. You can't be expert at everything, but 20 people can cover 20 specialties. Ancient trade. Everyone specialized. Everyone survived. Security through numbers. One person with supplies is a target. A community with supplies is protected. Mutual defense has always worked better than individual bunkers. Shared knowledge pool. Elder knows medicinal plants. Young person knows water filtration. Together they have complete system. Hurricane Katrina. Individuals who tried to survive alone struggled. Neighborhoods that organized thrived. They shared generators, food, security watches, transportation, information. You can't build community during a crisis. You build it now. Know your neighbors' names. Attend local meetings. Join community gardens. Participate in local governance. Create mutual aid networks. The Amish example. They've never relied on the monetary system. Their communities weather every economic storm. Why? Built-in mutual aid, shared skills, collective resources. Here's the beautiful irony. Everything that survives when money fails are the exact things that make life meaningful when money works. Let's recap what actually survives. Skills, your ability to create value. Relationships, your web of trust and reciprocity. Tangible assets, things that serve real needs. Knowledge, information that solves problems. Community, collective resilience and shared purpose. Notice what's missing from this list: digital numbers, paper promises, speculative investments, status symbols. Money didn't fail in those historical crises. It revealed what was real all along. Money is just an abstraction layer we built on top of actual value. When the abstraction breaks, we return to fundamentals. And here's the liberating part. You don't have to wait for collapse to invest in what matters. Start today. Learn a practical skill this month. Have dinner with a neighbor this week. Store some basic supplies. Read a book on something useful. Show up to a community event, because whether money fails or not, you'll be wealthier. The people who thrive when money fails are the same people who thrive when money works. They're just grounded in reality either way. Money is the most fragile thing we collectively believe in, but skills, relationships, knowledge, and community, those have survived every empire's fall, every currency's collapse, every civilization's reset. The question isn't, what will you do when money fails? The question is, are you building real wealth right now?